Namaskar, dear children. Children, we buy many things from the market, use many things every day to fulfill our different needs. We always compare these things with one another. Mom, you have given more juice to Tai. No, I want that bigger ice cream cone. Dada always complains. See, Papa, Chintu has taken my longer pencil and kept his smaller one in my bag. These are the common scenes in each house. So, when we compare these objects with one another, what do we actually do? We measure them by its size, weight, and volume. We measure height, width, and length to know whether the object is big or small, short or long, or we measure its weight to know how much heavy or light the object is. We compare the liquid things by measuring how much portion it occupies. We call it volume. And we also measure the distance between two things or places. Long back, do you know how people used to measure the length of objects? They used their palm, forearm, or feet to measure the lengths of the objects. We have learned this in class too, but these measures never get an accurate results as the size of hand and feet differ with person to person. So Rohan got a measuring tape to measure the length of his cricket bat. Length means the longer side of an object. But he doesn't know how to use this measuring tape. So children, let's learn today with Rohan how to measure the length and distance using standard metric units. We make use of standard metric units to maintain uniformity and accuracy in measurement. The standard units to measure the length are millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. To measure length, we make use of a ruler, a metric scale, or a measuring tape. Millimeter is the smallest unit used to measure very small objects or to measure with more accuracy. We measure short lengths in centimeters with the help of a ruler or a scale, and long lengths are measured in meters or in kilometers depending on the distance. Children, if I want to know the length of my pencil, what device will I use? Yes, a ruler. Observe the ruler carefully. You will find many equal divisions or parts on the margin of the ruler. Some lines are longer while others are smaller. The longer lines represent a number in centimeters. The smaller lines between two long lines represent 10 divisions of a centimeter are called millimeters. After each long line, the fifth line is a bit longer than other lines, represent half centimeter. Small ruler can measure length up to 15 centimeters and long ruler can measure length up to 30 centimeters. On the other side of the ruler, the numbers represent inches. Here you will see the divisions between two long lines are little longer as compared to centimeters. 1 centimeter is equal to 0.394 inches. It means centimeter is a smaller metric unit than inches. Will you find out how many inches are there on your ruler? Now, let's measure the length of the pencil. Children, align first end of a pencil with the line represents 0 and then read the centimeters and millimeters where the other end is. The other end of the pencil is at 15 centimeters. So, the length of the pencil is 15 centimeters. Let's measure the length of this crayon in inches. Align the first end at 0 and read the inches by longer lines 1, 2 and 3. So the length of the crayon is 3 inches. Let us measure the length of this key in millimeters. Remember, 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So after 0, 10 millimeters, 20 millimeters, 30 millimeters, 40 millimeters plus single lines 41, 42 and 43 millimeters. So the length of this key is 43 millimeters. Children, when we go to a tailor to stitch new clothes, what he uses to take our measurement? Yes, a measuring tape, which represents centimeters and meters. Do you know how much is 1 meter? 100 centimeters makes 1 meter. Tell me, what unit of length will you use to measure this plant or this long eel fish? Yes, we will measure in meters with measuring tape. M here represents meter. And what unit of length will you use to measure the length of a carrot and a matchbox? Correct. Centimeters. cm here represents centimeter. We will measure it with ruler. Remember, we measure small length in centimeters and long length in meters. We all have seen the running races of 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters. What they must have used to measure the running track of the race? Yes, a measuring tape. we get of different lengths, that is 1 meter, 1.5 meters, 5 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters, 30 meters, 50 meters, 100 meters, and so on. Such 1000 meters together makes 1 kilometer. So now we know that 10 millimeters make 1 centimeter, 100 centimeters make 1 meter, and 1000 meters make 1 kilometer. Children, do you know a measuring wheel is used to measure the length or a distance of a large area where use of measuring tape is not practical. We always travel from one place to another. Do you know how the length of the road measured? They make use of odometer, an instrument attached to the wheel of a vehicle to measure the distance traveled. You must have seen it on the motorcycle or in your car. Children, write down which unit of length will you use to measure the objects shown here. Also, try to measure the small objects in your house with your ruler. Have fun. See you soon.